Okay, Part 1, Story 7. The animals appear. From a few short hours, the birds had the world all to themselves. They flew happily throughout the air, perching on the branches of trees, walking and or waddling through the flower-strewn meadows. No doubt, they thought, if birds can think, what a lovely place God had made for them. But God had not made but God had not made all this marvelous, wonderful wonderland just for them. Early on the morning of the sixth day, a loud roar came from the forest glade. Birds in the nearby trees soared into the air, chirping and twittering. Then, curious to see about what it was about, they flew back, and lo, there was a great golden yellow creature of fine strong face, of long hairy mane, and a bearing like a king. It was the first lion to roar on earth. But look over there. Whatever can that be? Such a strange animal with four legs, a big long neck, and such a funny face. A giraffe, of course. Ambuli it ambuli by it by was its head high on in the air. It almost knocked the smallest bird out of the tree. What is this? A huge creature with legs like tree trunks, big flapping ears, little tiny eyes on one end of the nose. Okay. A huge creature with legs like tree trunks, big flapping ears, little tiny eyes, and on the end of its nose and of course we change pages. And of course you got to see the illustration again. Big page. And this is the animals here. Sort of too, which it tossed which it tossed this way and that, something, even putting it into a curious little mouth. Oh dear, what fun God must have had making an elephant. Here comes a couple horses, perhaps black or brown. Such graceful creatures they are, as they canter by with their heads tossing and their feet going clippity clop in perfect rhythm. Now a couple of zebras with strange markings on their coats, two leopards with spots over them, a crocodile waddling on its short legs, a hippopotamus limbering by what its huge limbering by with a huge mouth open, a camel with its hump, a deer with its antlers, and a bear with its strong, shaggy coat. What a procession! A procession. And to think what God designed and made them all in such a little while. Yet there is not half the story. Not only did he make all the big animals, he made the tiny ones too. Look here, a little dog at barking and scrappling about as all dogs do have done from this day to this. A cat walking by with stately steps, a monkey swinging from branch to branch, a chipmunk making funny faces, a gopher burrowing fast to hide himself in the earth, a chameleon changing colors every few seconds, a squirrel with a big bushy tail scurrying around and looking for something to bury, and all these creatures in a single day. It is too wonderful for us to understand. Just think, every one of these marvelous creatures was not only made alive, but next page, made to see, hear, smell, taste, eat just like you and me. More than that, each one was given the power to reproduce, to make baby animals like itself. You can you can draw animals on paper. You can make animals out of clay or plasticine. Yeah, that's what it said, plasticine. Plastic, basically. We call it plastic now. But we but you can't make one of your animals live. You can't make them walk or run or eat, can you? No, indeed. And just as well, for it is you. For if you could, you would mother. What would your mother do with them all in the house? Ah, that kind of makes sense for that little thing I've seen in a movie. And how would she feed so many? No, we can't make animals that live. We cannot make even a toad, even a toad or a mosquito. But God can, and God did. In His creative mind, every animal, every insect had its beginning, and at the sound of His voice, they sprang forth from the earth to do His bidding. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle and creepy thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God said and saw that it was good. And God was pleased with his work, and God it was good. He was happy. His creatures were happy too and peaceful. Yet creation was not complete. Something was missing. The most important thing of all remained to be done, and God had left it to the last. And of course, it has illustrations, a very big illustration at the bottom of the page. And that is the story, the animal here story. And we go to story 8 here soon. And you might not want to see this picture, but we'll see.